Big week this week in WoW. We got a full 12.0.5 release happening this reset Tuesday for the NA servers, Wednesday for the EUs, so should be a big week. We got a lot of stuff to get into here today. Let's talk about some of the things happening this week, as well as how to get new the Voidlight Marl, more currency with that, more upgrade system stuff, and how Mythic Plus and Rating are currently comparing in terms of gearing up. So let's just dive straight in here. First of all, 12.0.5 content goes live on April 21st. That means a big day. Talking about Void Assaults. We're bringing also Void Incursions, an all-new single boss raid coming with this patch as well. Probably one of the bigger 0.5 patches we've seen in quite a while, so this one should be pretty exciting. Face new challenges. As I mentioned before, you and your allies can group up in these new 5-man ritual site events. These things are pretty cool. They give you 269 gear in your vaults, so these things are actually going to be pretty damn relevant for anybody who's currently gearing out and gear progressing. So these things will be pretty damn good. The best open world-ish content that we've ever seen in terms of vault progression. So I think a lot of people will be doing these ritual sites. We're also getting Void Assaults, so going out, doing these open world things, also getting gear, getting a bunch of stuff. And getting currencies and rewards towards your new transmogs, which are your purple versions of your tier 2 sets, as well as a bunch of mounts, pets, and other things that you'll be wanting to get from this thing. Probably one of the biggest deals coming in this patch is the Void Forge. I've talked quite a bit about this thing. It is not only going to be a way to convert heroic gear to myth track gear, which is a pretty big deal. We haven't seen that, but also giving you bonus rolls on items. So you have to have completed up to 5 of the quests to complete to get this thing up and running. If you haven't already, essentially each quest that you do to push this thing up another level has to do with killing clearing 3 mythic pluses, 3 delves, killing 3 bosses in raid. I missed it a bunch of weeks because I wasn't fucking paying attention, had my blinders on. So this thing will take some time. But if you haven't done it, you can do it pretty quickly. There's a catch-up, so you can just continually turn this quest in over and over. If you clear the raid 1 time, you should be able to turn this quest in 3 times. So you'll be able to catch up if you're behind on it. But all in all, the reason why you want to do it is this thing is going to give you the ability, as I said before, to re-roll on gear. So if you're in a raid, you'll be able to re-roll on some of the best items that you want, your best in slide items for your class, and there's bad luck protection built in. So if you had gotten one from a re-roll already, it'll be knocked off the list of potential items you can get from that re-roll. Also, what I mentioned before, these void cores, or whatever the hell you get from this thing, that'll allow you to upgrade gear from myth track or for heroic track if you've upgraded it all the way already into myth track. So that's a pretty big deal. That applies to weapons and trinkets. So something nice there, a way to continue gear progression. This Void Forge could be a thing going forward. This is a nice one. I can't believe I'm catching you live. I'm an old man with a child, so 2 a.m. is tough. What's up, mister? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm also an old man with children, so no worries. Join the fellow D-Gens as we continue to go through the news here. Hunt or Be Hunted Decor Duels also going live with this patch. So yes, you and your friends can run around, hide as your favorite items, whatever that is, and yeah, be hunted. So some cool things coming out of this, transmog, pet, stuff like that. So if you want to get into that. And then for Anniversary Andes, yes, you have the Overlords of Outland arrives on May 14th for the WoW Burning Crusade Classic Anniversaries Anniversary Edition. So there you go for anyone who's playing Classic right now. You get 2 new raids, new reps, Arena Season 2, new Profession recipes, and Druid Swift Flight form. So that's pretty cool for you guys. And then the other Anniversary Andes, expect Joyous Journeys to begin on April 21st for Missa Pandaria Classic. So there you go. That's something there. Twitch drops also begin this week on April 23rd. You can get yourself the Cuddly Pearl Gurgle for watching this shitty-ass WoW stream or any other higher quality WoW stream out there. So go ahead and get that thing if you want it. Just watching 4 hours of stream will get you this Twitch drop. And then Blizzard dropped a bunch of WoW art. If you haven't seen these already, a bunch of the WoW artists, thank you, Will, for that sub. Welcome to our Scourge. A bunch of the WoW artistry has been released. These are the things that were created to start off this expansion. A bunch of really cool looking WoW art in here. Honestly, some of these are pretty damn nice. The WoW artists always, they always win. It's always big W's on their side. The WoW art and WoW art team always does a good job. So if you want to check some of these out, maybe if you got the collector's edition, you got the book already of these. But a bunch of these that a lot of us haven't seen are on here. So pretty cool stuff if you want to go see this. And moving on to some of the other shit happening, it looks like we're going to have an 8-hour maintenance from what I'm seeing from some people in the chat. So it's going to be a downtime, quite big one. But things that have already been fixed, a couple things that happened on hotfix April 17th. We have a couple dungeon fixes here for Myasara Caverns. The spectral residue duration has been increased to 40 seconds for Rack Tool. A few other bug fixes and stuff here. Nothing too crazy. A lot of the crazy shit is happening on the patch itself, so we'll keep track of that. Last chance for Void Spire Hall of Fame. This reset will also mark the end of the Hall of Fame, as we've already had 200 guilds reach the Hall of Fame here. So anyone who's trying to get Void Spire Hall of Fame, you basically got until reset to do that. You could pack it in, get more than 200 guilds in there, but once reset hits on that first week where 200 guilds have completed it, the Hall of Fame is officially closed. So anyone still progressing on that, push a little bit harder. And then we have the big deal, okay? The stuff coming in 12.0.5. Probably the biggest parts of it is those Void Assaults, Void Incursions, those things happening. So with the Void Assaults, these things are going to be big open world content. We've talked a little bit about these. Void Strikes are what it's going to start out as. So you'll see a zone. It's either going to be Eversong Woods or Zolomon with these Void Strikes popping out, okay? You're going to go and complete these things. Take about 5 minutes to get done. You can do these pretty much solo for the most part. Completing these strikes will activate a new one throughout the zone. Every strike will reward you with a field pouch and 8 of your field accolades, and Void Light Marl as well. We'll talk a little bit more about Void Light Marl here in a second, how you can really grind this shit out, because this is what you're going to have to use to purchase the mounts and the transmogs and everything else that this event's going to give you. Once enough strikes have been completed, the Void Incursion will begin. Once the Void Incursion begins, you'll need a larger group. This will take about a raid, raid's worth of people. The entire server will be coming down on this thing. And once that is completed, you will get the Field Satchel, containing even more field accolades, Marl, and other things. Completing the additional quest from Ranger Captain Lithana, or Lilitha, will also give you a Ranger's Cache, which will award you with a bunch of Coffer Key Sards, crests, and upgraded gear. So, there'll be that quest. Make sure you're picking that one up to complete these things. Some of the rewards, as I mentioned before, will be purchased with Void Light Marl. We're talking about our Tier 2 sets, the purple versions, and some pretty cool mounts and pets and things like that. The ways you're going to be wanting to get this Tier 2 set, unfortunately, Blizzard looks like they're holding strong on this one. It's going to be caches, guys. So you can get any class's piece of gear from this thing, whether you're playing that class or not. You want to get your Tier 2 helm for your Death Knight, well, you could get a Mage one or a Priest one or whatever. Now, they do get pulled out from the potential loot once you get them, but unfortunately, you're just going to have to, challenge your luck here and hopefully get the ones you want, because you're going to have to just kind of, roll the dice here and you get these little loot boxes. Each loot box is slot specific, so if you want some boots or whatever, you get the boot one. You want a helm, you get the helm one, but there is no way to determine which one you're going to get out of those. So that's how that whole system is going to work. Speaking of transmog Tier 2 sets coming in and everything, lots of changes coming with transmog. Instead of just the sheathing thing, which has become a popular topic here, we've already talked about it, you'll be able to change how your weapons sit on you, how you sheath them and stuff. There's a bunch of other changes coming to transmog as well that a lot of people haven't mentioned yet, so I'll mention them here as a man of the people, of course. As I said before, the new sheathing option has been added, so that'll include how you put your weapons on and everything else. That's a pretty cool feature there. They also added a sheathing weapon toggle on the preview pane, but they've also added a /outfit command, so you'll be able to macro your outfits with a outfit 1, 2, 3, wherever those outfits are on your transmog pane. You add the number there on the /outfit, and you can transmog automatically onto those without actually clicking anything. You just have the macro active. So that's a pretty cool thing. 2 situations have been added as well to your transmog options: weather and time of day. So yes, that's right. You could have a nighttime transmog versus a daytime one, or if it starts raining in the game, you could have a certain transmog, or if it starts snowing, you could have another transmog going. So that's pretty cool. Adding more RP-ness to the RPP going on in WoW. For sets and customizations section, there's also more details added to the tooltip now for collection status. And when an outfit discount is in effect, you can see the cost now lit up in green, showing which areas you're getting discounts on. They've also added a glow to the Save Outfit button as soon as you add a change that button will start glowing to remind you that you need to save your changes if you want this outfit to actually be changed. And then they also fixed an issue where certain items and special visuals, like the Forest Lord's antlers, would be displayed incorrectly when applied to the transmogrification. So nice changes there. Yeah, raining. Yeah, it does rain in WoW. I know I don't think they let it rain enough in WoW. Yeah, Orkmondo in chat saying, oh, it rains? Yeah, there are places where it does rain, and any place in WoW, actually, I believe, can experience rain. But I just think they don't weatherize enough. I don't know. In April, we should be getting April showers in WoW, but we don't get enough of that. So, yeah, rain does happen in the game, just not that often. For Void Light Marls, okay, these things are going to be important, as I mentioned before, collecting them and spending them on your tier 2 sets, your mounts, and everything else that you can get from these new events happening in the game. There's a few ways to get Void Light Marl. 2 of these ways are probably the best. For one, you can actually cap out your crests. That's right, capping out your Dawn Crests, and or I should say probably your Adventurer Crest and Champion Dawn Crests are the easiest way to do it. For you guys who don't know, if you cap out your crest, you start to get the lower level crests every time that you do the same piece of content, whatever it is, you're doing Mythic Plus or whatever. So when you cap out your crest, you get the lower level crest. But say you capped out your Champion Crest and your Adventurer Crest. Instead of getting crests for the next time you actually do one of those events that's supposed to reward you with one of those, you'll get Void Light Marl. So that's one way to do it, capping it out, getting some Marl. But there's actually an easier way, and I think this is probably the best way to do it, doing random Nightmare Prey hunts. That's right. If you go to Astralore and choose the option Random Hunt and pick Nightmare difficulty, it'll cost you 50 Remnants of Anguish, but by completing this thing, you can get yourself, I believe it's like 200, 200 Void Light Marl. This is a repeatable piece of content, so within an hour or so, you can get 1,000 to 2,000 Void Light Marl. So you want to grind these out degenerately, you can go ahead and do that. Again, probably the biggest reason people are going to want to do this is for those tier 2 sets. That's going to be the one that people want the most. But Void Light Marl, by the way, is gotten from a bunch of content. End of cache event, stuff like that. Doing delves, the little cache you get at the end will give you Void Light Marl. Plenty of ways to get it. But if you really just want to focus and grind it the fuck out, it's probably the best way to get it done. And finally, there's a little bit of controversy going on in WoW right now. People are gearing out faster than ever. And that's partially because right now, Mythic Plus, this might be one of the easiest seasons we've ever seen. People blasting through Mythic Plus right now, literally blind dicking it all the way through, and they're getting tons of gear. And it's upsetting the raiders a little bit, actually. People talking about how right now raiding is just not as profitable as Mythic Plusing. And part of that is because we don't get enough crests from raiding. People right now who are running through Mythic Plus are just overloaded on crests. They are getting so many crests per run. Those end of run caches are really good. And basically, you're just seeing tons of crests coming in. They can upgrade all their gear faster, and then they get a piece of Myth Track gear from their vault every week. So they're essentially keeping up, if not surpassing, raiders, and that's going to continue to get a little bit worse here as we get into this new shit with the bonus rolls and everything. So I just talked to you guys about the little vault thing that's going to give us bonus rolls. Evidently, you get 2 bonus rolls per week, but if you use those bonus rolls on a raid boss to get some of your best in slot items, that thing's going to cost you 2 bonus rolls to get that shit done, unfortunately. Whereas if you use them on a Mythic Plus run, you're going to get yourself, it's going to cost you just 1. So that's also adding a little bit to the unfairness, meaning that people who are running Mythic Plus essentially will have 3 shots at Myth Track gear from their vault and then 2 from those bonus rolls. Whereas, you got the people raiding on Heroic Raid. If you're doing Heroic Raid, really you only got your vault and that 1 bonus roll. So still some of the best gear in the game does come from raiding, so some of those best in slot items can only really be had from doing the raid. But overall, right now, Mythic Plus guys are just surpassing raiders in every way, shape, or form. It's also considered to be easier content. Everyone in the game considers plus 10s to be easier than actually doing Heroic Raid. It's partially because you got 40 people or 30 people you got to coordinate in Mythic Raid, and then you just got 5. Right, in Mythic Plus. So it's a lot easier, much more repeatable. As I said before, you can just really grind out crests in a much easier fashion. And now this Void Forge here giving 2 bonus rolls per week and having to use 2 of them on 1 item in raid is just exacerbating the situation a little bit. I think they need to tweak bonus rolls to either be 2 in Mythic Plus or 2 rolls instead of 1 in raid. Yeah, I agree. Also, I think they just need to give more crests in raid. I think you need to get more crests per boss you kill. Because right now, if you really want to upgrade your gear, the best way to do it is go to Mythic Plus. Whether you actually want to get loot from Mythic Plus or not, just going there to farm crests. It's the best way by far to do that. So yeah, I think we need more crests from Mythic, from raiding in general, and then yeah, changing that the Void Forge thing. That's got to be one for sure, because having 2 shots at Mythic track gear is obviously much better than just a single one. Excited though for 12.0.5, one of the bigger .5 patches we've seen in quite a while, and for today, that is all in terms of news.